Hello and welcome. My name's Ken. I'm a Newcastle United supporter, and this is Inside the Toon, your daily dose of all things Newcastle United. On my channel, I put together a Newcastle United scrapbook full of stories, match reports, stats, and plenty of my own thoughts. It's all about sharing the highs, the lows, which is today is a low, by the way, and everything in between as a Newcastle United supporter. So Arsenal came and scored two late goals to come from behind and beat Newcastle. We take the Gunners up to second. Big Nick, our German centre forward, scored his second goal. Hit St James's with his head, and he matched some great heroes of the past like Shearer and Leslie Ferdinand, who have done similar fates when they started their Newcastle United career. So let's see how the match went. So a quick look back at the pre-match press conference. You can watch my video for the full details, but in short, Murphy, who had a niggle, was available and fit. Jacob Ramsey is back on grass and training again. And Miley, who's come in for some unfair criticism, has support both from Eddie, Dan Burns, and others who from the team and the squad saying that it was totally unjust. And I totally agree with that. I hope it stops now. Eddie praised Sven Botman, said he's close to his best again after some serious injuries in the last year or two. And with Gordon back from suspension, he hopes he rises to the occasion, which he has done in the past. So let's go and look what happened. Let's see what the team Eddie put out next. So let's look at the team that Eddie put out. There was no Lewis Hall in the squad. Not sure the reason for that. Jacob Murphy started was selected ahead of Ilanga. Gordon's back, so Barnes is on the bench. And then we had Chow, Botman, Byrne, and Tino at the back. Although we could be playing a 3-5-2, but we'll see. 3-5-2, 8-10. Yep. So that was the team. Quite strong on paper. But let's go and see how the match unfolded. So in the 34th minute, we went 1-0 up. Nick scored a great header from the centre of the box following a corner, which Sandro Tonali took, and a short pass, and then it was passed back to him and he crossed, and it was right on the head of Nick. And celebrations were fantastic. It's been a great start for him as far as scoring goals for Newcastle, and long may it continue. Some great pictures and scenes as the goal was celebrated. There was a very quick VAR check, thankfully, only a quick one. They were obviously looking for any nasties that had been missed and decided that we were allowed the goal. I really hate VAR, by the way. So in the 40th minute, off the ball, Gabriel decided to punch Nick in the side of the face. And absolutely nothing was done about it, which is a disgrace. I know some Arsenal supporters are saying, well, look at what Bruno did last season. Slightly different, folks, slightly different. But this isn't on. This got to stop. The guy said sorry and put his hand out for a shake, but Nick did the right thing. You know, it was deliberate. Complete prat. For most of the second half, Arsenal dominated the ball in possession, and we really struggled to get a lot into the game. Although we did have some attacks, but the worst thing today wasn't the result. It's the injury to Tino, who stretchered off. Looking at Trippier, can he play two matches in a week anymore? I doubt that, and I don't think Howe would like to ask him to do that. We do have Kraft, who we all trust and is solid. So going forward, it looks like all away games will be 5-4-1 or 3-5-2 with Murphy as a wing back. The time of recording this, I don't know. I don't think it's an ACL, but nothing's really been announced about how long Tina's going to be out. But it definitely is a knee problem, sadly. So I honestly thought we were going to hang on for a win, even though Arsenal completely were dominating the second half. But it wasn't to be in the 84th minute. Mikel, who was with us for a season when he was really young, he scored from a header from the centre of the box. It was an assist from Declan Rice. Rice is a really good player, by the way. I know some people don't like the way he plays for England, but today he was really good. He ran the length of the pitch to stop one of our attacks late on, sadly. So 1-1, 84th. Could we hang on? Well, no. So 8 minutes of added time were given by the referee and his assistants. And yes, you guessed it, 96th minute. Another cross into the centre and a death header, which came in off the post, and Pope was lost in no man's land on the edge of his 6-yard box, sadly. And that was that. Pope today made some great saves. We have to say that his distribution to Newcastle was poor. He'd invariably kick it long, and it went straight to an Arsenal player. That's not our game. Whether Ramsdale is the answer to try, I'm very close to saying yes. I just need to see Ramsdale do the stops that Pope can do. We don't seem to can have both. Hopefully Ramsdale might supply that, but I don't know if that'll happen. That'll be down to Eddie. We'll see whether he plays in the Champions League away in Belgium on Wednesday. Sickening to see the ball go in the net and us to lose. I did watch it to the end of the match, but I turned the tally off straight away at that point. As you can see from the balloons and stuff, I was at the same time trying to celebrate my niece's 21st birthday party, which put a bit of a long face I had at that point, but she doesn't care. She doesn't really follow football, so it didn't really hurt her at all, which is good. So the match stats slightly surprised me when I looked back at them. Obviously, the score was 2-1 to Arsenal, but if you look at the attack momentum, it appears we didn't really get the ball in the second half, except for one little cut spell of minutes. And those 2 late goals killed us. Our expected goals today was 0.61, which is not good enough. Their expected goals was 2, so it equaled what it should have been. The Arsenal had 63% of the ball. They created 4 big chances. They had 20 shots to our 8. Pope made 5 really good saves. Their goalie had to make 2. I still felt we deserved better while I was watching the game, but obviously these stats suggest not. So a few pictures from the match, some joyful ones. The assault by Gabriel on Nick, and then the really sad injury to Tino. So if you want to pause it, you can pause the video and have a quick look at those pictures, but nothing too exciting today, I'm afraid. Just frustration and just disappointment, really. So Eddie had a few things to say after the match, immediately after the match, that is. We stay united, we move on, and we move on to a Champions League match, which is fantastic, in my view. But what Eddie said was the 2 really late goals here at home hurt. We have to reflect and acknowledge that we weren't at our best. There was not lack of effort, but from a footballing side, it wasn't quite there. And that's probably the key thing. The number of corners that they had made a difference. The weight of pressure definitely made a difference in the end. But it wasn't for the lack of effort on our side. It was just they had the ball. Eddie said, I thought we tried. We gave everything to the game. It was really physical. I don't think we were at our best today, to be honest. Arsenal played very well. We had our chances in the game and we took the lead and we were desperate to try and hang on to that lead. Pope made some really good saves, but we did concede from set pieces at the end of the day. Moving on, he was asked about. What was he asked about? Oh, Nick and Visser. Obviously, Visser's injured. Our new signing. Whether they would be compatible. Well, Eddie's answer was they're totally different players, and we're never going to find another Isaac the Rat. But we can find a way to be effective with them in the team. So he is looking to play them in the team. Great to see Nick get 2 goals for Newcastle. On the penalty claim for the handball, you've seen a picture. Yeah, I don't understand that handball personally, how it works anymore. Eddie said he hadn't seen it again, which is generally what he says every time. He said, I don't know if I didn't give the handball. I had a feeling it was initially, but it wasn't given, so you have to accept it. You have to look at yourselves first, otherwise you will not grow and develop. You're always in the hands of VAR, and I have to trust both decisions, one for us and one against us, which is fair enough. On Tino's injury, he said, I don't know. I haven't spoken to him or anybody from the medical team. It doesn't sound great. The fact he came off on a stretcher, it is not looking good. So from a stats point of view, Tino made his 50th league start for Newcastle, while Sandro reached the half century of Premier League appearances. He started with 39. And then finally, Nick emulated Les Ferdinand, Alan Shearer, Cisse, Cordoni, and Sissoko were scored in both of the first 2 Premier League home appearances. That's really good company to be in, isn't it? So more to come from Nick. I'm sure he's going to be our hero for a long time. So thank you for watching. I do appreciate it. We move forward now to the Champions League in Belgium against Union SG, and look out for a pre-match video on that one. And then finally, just to say, my niece had a great 21st birthday party here. Take care, everyone. Away the lads.